I think we actually might have just seen the worst call in the entire history of sport. And like, this is a shock that it is actually not Dejanay Carrington committing a flagrant foul. Dejanay Carrington got flagrantly fouled.
Buckle up, because we might have just witnessed the worst call in sports history, and it's got the WNBA buzzing like never before. In a jaw-dropping moment during the Dallas Wings versus Golden State Valkyries game a few nights ago, Dane Carrington, yes, that Dane Carrington, found herself on the wrong end of a referee's whistle. Known for her hard-nosed play and knack for controversy, Carrington finally got a taste of the officiating chaos she's often dodged. Fans are calling it instant karma, and this could be the most dramatic twist of the 2025 WNBA season. Let's break it down, from the play itself to the fallout and what it means for the league. The scene was set late in the fourth quarter, with less than 2 minutes on the clock and Dallas trailing Golden State by 3.
Dejanay, you're always in a dirty play. Dejanay, once again, here we are today. Oh, Dejanay.
The Wings were fighting for their playoff lives, every possession a make-or-break moment. Janelle Salon, one of Dallas's sharpshooters, launched a deep three-pointer that clanged off the rim, igniting a frantic scramble for the rebound. Carrington, a defensive dynamo known for her hustle, sprinted toward the loose ball. But instead of diving into a risky pileup, she made a savvy veteran move. She pulled back, letting the ball roll out of bounds to secure possession for Dallas. It was textbook basketball IQ, smart, controlled, and exactly what you'd expect from a player with her experience.
So the ball gets swung, Janelle Salon shoots the ball. It's coming out. So, Dejanay Carrington is just shielding the ball out of bounds. She's just shielding the ball out of bounds, as you do. And Tiffany Hayes tackles her to the ground.
Then, all hell broke loose. Golden State's Tiffany Hayes, a 35-year-old veteran playing with the energy of a rookie, came barreling down the court like a runaway train. She crashed full speed into Carrington from behind, sending both players sprawling to the hardwood. The collision was brutal. Carrington hit the floor hard, her body sliding toward the sideline. From every angle, it looked like a textbook foul on Hayes, reckless, uncontrolled contact on a player who was stationary and uninvolved in the play. Dallas fans leapt to their feet, expecting the refs to call it on Hayes and give the Wings a chance to tie the game. But the officials had other ideas. In a call that left jaws on the floor, they blew the whistle on Carrington.
This does not look nor play like she's 35. Okay, she be bringing it to them girls each and every night. She got that, acting like that face harness, okay, like to protect her face, her eyes, her nose, whatever that is. She be look like a dominatrix to me. I'd be like, bro, who is that? She looks like it's giving Scarecrow, or like a Black Raven vibe, okay, like a hawk. And she looks like a bird of prey, okay? And that's how she plays. She plays like a bird of prey, while the other girls in the court are just worms to her. Okay, they are bird food because she be cooking and eating everybody.
Yes, the player who was standing still, hands off the ball, minding her business, got hit with the foul. The arena erupted in disbelief. Dallas coach Latricia Trammell threw her hands up. Players on the bench looked stunned, and even Golden State fans in the stands seemed confused. The call was so baffling that it defied basic basketball logic. How does a player get penalized for being run over? The Wings lost their chance at a critical possession, and the Valkyries capitalized, pulling away to win 90-80. But the final score wasn't the story. This call was.
And was able to draw a foul. I'm like, what is this? I mean, she almost deleted freaking Dejanay. I thought, like, I was really gravely concerned for Dejanay Carrington's life and health. I'm like, did y'all not just see Tiffany Hayes just throw her body up against her and slam her to the ground? This is crazy. Literally slammed her. Dejanay Carrington got pushed into a freaking old white man's lap because of Tiffany Hayes jumping on her like she ain't got no sense.
Now here's where the plot thickens. If this had happened to any other player, the WNBA world would have exploded with outrage. Social media would have been flooded with slow-motion replays, analysts would have torn the refs apart, and fans would have demanded the league issue a statement. But this wasn't just any player. This was Dane Carrington, one of the most polarizing figures in the league. And instead of sympathy, the reaction was a mix of laughter, applause, and savage memes. Fans posted comments like, "Karma's undefeated," "Finally, she gets what's coming," and "This is for Caitlin Clark." The online pile-on was relentless, and it revealed just how much Carrington's reputation has shaped how people see her, even when she's clearly wronged.
Skylar's going down for a fast break layup. Dejanay winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. But this was something where people are saying, okay, DiJonai, this is happening a little bit too much for my liking. These hard fouls, these reckless plays are happening a little bit too much. And I want to show you guys one more play that was also in that game that actually injured Gabby Williams. Now, if you watch here, Gabby Williams is going up for a little mid-range jumper. DiJonai jumps to try to block her, and she comes down to where Gabby Williams doesn't have enough landing space. So she lands in her landing space, and then Gabby Williams rolls her ankle.
To understand why fans reacted this way, we need to rewind. Carrington's been a lightning rod for controversy all season. She burst onto the scene as a defensive standout, earning the WNBA's Most Improved Player award in 2024 with her tenacious play and growing offensive game. At 6'1", with quick hands and relentless energy, she's a nightmare for opposing guards.
That call on DiJonai when Tiffany literally flew over her, wild. And then if you saw Paige's face when it was like, I think like 55 seconds left on the clock or something like that, and the coach was like giving them the next play, bruh.
But her aggressive style often crosses into reckless territory. The most infamous moment came in September 2024, when she poked Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark in the eye during a heated game. The play was ugly. Clark crumpled to the floor, clutching her face, while Carrington walked away without so much as a glance.
So once again, DiJonai Ratchet, as Carrington is back at it again, being the dirty player that she is, man. So now we're pulling players to the floor by their hair. But what did we tweet earlier this week, everybody? Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative. But I just play hard as and I just make a play on the ball, and I'm tired of people calling me a dirty player.
The league's response? Crickets. No flagrant foul, no fine, no suspension. Just a shrug, leaving Clark to deal with the fallout. That incident set the tone. Fans, already protective of Clark as the league's breakout star, labeled Carrington a dirty player.
Listed as Dallas ball. But do you know what another referee called? So one says it's Dallas ball. Another referee, as you can see right here, Salon miss, Valkyrie's rebound. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound, and DiJonai fouled Tiffany Hayes. Apparently, Tiffany Hayes got the rebound and got fouled by jumping on DiJonai Carrington.
Other moments didn't help her case. A hard foul on Skylar Diggins that left the Phoenix guard shaken, a collision with Gabby Williams that caused an ankle injury, and a recent altercation where Carrington was accused of pulling an opponent to the floor by her hair. Each incident added fuel to the fire, with fans and analysts pointing to a pattern of reckless play. Carrington's defenders argue she's just physical, playing with the same edge as WNBA legends like Diana Taurasi. But critics see a lack of accountability, enabled by a league that's been inconsistent with discipline.
This! Look! Pulling players to the floor by their hair is not making plays on the ball. This is not basketball. WNBA. When is she gonna get fined, suspended, or kicked out of the league for this reckless behavior? This is the fourth incident. The Lynx incident, taking out Ariel Atkins, taking out Skylar Diggins, and now the LA Sparks. When is it gonna stop, man? When is accountability gonna be taken for her being the dirty player and ratchet that she is?
Carrington hasn't stayed quiet. She's taken to social media to push back, tweeting things like, "Y'all swear I'm dirty, but I'm just making plays on the ball. Tired of the narrative." She's insisted her fouls are part of the game's physicality, not personal vendettas. And to be fair, the WNBA has rescinded some of her flagrant fouls, suggesting the league doesn't always see her actions as malicious. But perception is reality, and Carrington's built up little goodwill. So when that phantom foul was called against her in the Valkyries game, the public didn't rally to her defense. They celebrated her misfortune. The irony is delicious. Carrington, who's often skated past serious consequences, finally faced the ref's incompetence head-on. For months, players like Caitlin Clark have endured questionable calls, flagrants ignored, cheap shots unpunished, while Carrington seemed to have a golden ticket. This time, the tables turned. The call wasn't just bad. It was a momentum killer for Dallas, a team clinging to playoff hopes. The Wings needed that possession to stay in the game, and the ref's blunder handed Golden State the edge. For a player who's spent the season testing the rules, it felt like the universe sending a message. But let's zoom out. This isn't just about Carrington or one bad call, it's about the WNBA's bigger issues. Officiating has been a sore spot all year. Fans and players alike have complained about inconsistent calls, from missed flagrants to phantom fouls in crunch time. This game was a glaring example. How do 3 professional referees watch a player get tackled and blame the victim? It's not just incompetence, it's a credibility problem. When games, especially in a tight playoff race, are decided by officiating errors, fans start questioning the league's legitimacy. And for a league fighting to grow its audience, that's a dangerous spot. Then there's the disciplinary system. Carrington's reputation didn't form in a vacuum. The WNBA's reluctance to crack down early, whether it's fining her for the Clark incident or suspending her for repeated hard fouls, has let the narrative fester. Compare that to the NBA, where players like Draymond Green face swift consequences for crossing the line. The WNBA's leniency sends a message. Certain players can push boundaries without real repercussions. That's not just unfair to opponents. It's unfair to Carrington, who's now paying the price in public perception. And let's talk about Caitlin Clark, because her shadow looms large. The eye poke wasn't just a play, it was a cultural flashpoint. Clark, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, has become the WNBA's golden child, drawing record viewership with her long-range shooting and unselfish play. But she's also faced relentless physicality, from hard screens to uncalled fouls. Through it all, Clark stayed composed, rarely complaining, even defending Carrington's intent after the eye poke. That poise has won her legions of fans, making her the league's moral compass. Carrington, by contrast, has leaned into confrontation, doubling down on her "I'm not dirty" mantra, while racking up more questionable plays. The result? Clark's building a legacy, Carrington's burning bridges. This blown call was a full-circle moment. Clark endured a no call on a blatant cheap shot. Carrington ate a phantom foul for doing nothing wrong. Fans saw it as poetic justice, not just for Clark, but for every player who's dealt with inconsistent officiating. The reaction wasn't healthy, though. Fans should be upset about bad calls, no matter who they target. Celebrating a refereeing disaster because you dislike the player shows how fractured the WNBA's fanbase has become. It's a sign the league's losing trust, not just in its refs, but in its ability to enforce fairness. So, what's next? For Carrington, it's a wake-up call. She's undeniably talented. Her defense is all WNBA caliber, and her offensive growth earned her that most improved nod. But talent alone won't fix her image. She needs to dial back the recklessness, show more sportsmanship, and let her game do the talking. At 26, she's got time to rewrite her story, but it starts with accountability. A public gesture, like reaching out to Clark or addressing her critics with humility, could go a long way. For the WNBA, the stakes are higher. First, officiating needs an overhaul. The league must invest in better training, more accountability, and perhaps even full-time refs to ensure consistency. Second, discipline has to be fair and transparent. If players like Carrington face consequences early, it prevents narratives like this from spiraling. Finally, the league needs to bridge the trust gap with fans. Moments like this, where a bad call becomes a viral celebration, show how much work is left to build a unified audience. This wasn't just a foul call gone wrong. It was a snapshot of a league at a crossroads, growing fast but grappling with its identity. The WNBA's got the talent, the stars, and the momentum to go mainstream, but it can't afford to let officiating blunders and disciplinary lapses define it. Carrington's saga is a warning shot. Reputation matters, fairness matters, and fans are watching. So what do you think? Was this karma for Carrington, or a sign the WNBA needs to get its house in order? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep the conversation going.
Doesn't matter how many times Dejanay Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls. They're dirty plays. They're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, Dejanay Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations.